But yeah, so let's hear. The Barbarian, the Fighter, the Sorcerer, the Warlock, and the Wizard. Yeah, the Arcane casters here, they had the biggest controversy amongst them. Fighter had the most missed opportunities within it, but it definitely did have good things going on about it in the last playtest. So I'm already happy with that. Spells, revised spells, weapons have been revised, feats, rules glossary, revised definitions in the playtest. I think Fatal Frame has always been that I may be lucky is secretly thinking about horny game Dead or Alive. Maybe. Let's hear Barbarian. Okay, Barbarian updates. Dangerous Sense returns to level 2. It now works even if you have the blinded or deafened condition. Okay. Reckless Attack now grants advantage to your strength-based attack rolls until the start of your next turn, which means opportunity attacks can benefit, as can subclass features like Retaliation. That's a nice little buff. That's nice. Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball, best volleyball sports game, don't at me. Sure, buddy. Sure. Primal Knowledge has moved from 3 to 2, matching the Primal Knowledge in Tasha's Cauldron. Instinctive Pounce. Hopefully it's now just an included feature and not an optional feature. Brutal Critical returns to level 9 and now deals 1d12 extra damage on a crit. This damage increases at higher levels. You know, that actually is kind of fair, just making it a flat 1d12 so that way a barbarian can still use whatever the weapon they want, but it's still following the quote-unquote intended design of using a Great Axe. Relentless Rage at 11. Persistent Rage returns to level 15, and the Unconscious condition, not incapacitated, shuts off your rage. Nice. In addition, the feature incorporates the function of Rage Resurgence. Regain a rage on initiative. Hey. Indomitable Might returns to level 18, and it now applies to strength saving throws and checks. Nice. Nice. So Barbarian's never going to fail a strength save. Parallel Champion returns to level 20. Once again, it increases your scores by 4. Thank you! I don't know why you fucking decided that it had to be 2. Because apparently marshals just need to be weak in your eyes. But apparently you're listening to us. Alright, so where is the Pounce? Pounce. Instinctive Pounce. As part of the bonus action you take to enter your rage, you can move up to half your speed. Nice. It is just baked in to the class. Good. And it's just flat 1d12 here. Good. Path of the Berserker. Now a bonus action for Intimidating Presence. Oh my god, that is fantastic. That's great, actually. Marshals need to be weak because mages are nerds, so nerds on the design team want nerds to stand out. The common joke is they're not called Fighters of the Coast. They're called Wizards of the Coast. So of course wizards need to be broken. They hate jocks like the marshals. Yeah, they do. They really fucking do. And they have to, like, listen to people. They have to, like, really be told, hey, no, marshals gotta be strong in order to have even the slightest chance of marshals being good. Path of the Wildheart. So they have changed it to now be what it is in Baldur's Gate 3. Animal Speaker, now called Spirit Speaker, has its spellcasting ability specified. Rage of the Wilds. Bear no longer grants resistance to all damage but one damage type. Oh, Bear Totem Barbarians are just in shambles right now, dude. They are crying. Fatal Frame 2, you literally play as a twin whose twin sister is a medium. The two get spirited away to a town who got wiped out because of a failed ritual where the younger twin is supposed to kill the older. The older defended herself and killed the younger, so the village was wiped. Now these modern-day twins are pulled into the ghost of the twins' town trying to use them for the ritual. Just go back to 2nd edition, where people have to take reading and language or else become illiterate or dumb. Realism. But yeah, so Bear Totem Barbarians are in fucking shambles right now, dude. They are, like, crying. Oh, man. I agree with L5R can always wait, play Fatal Frame. I don't... Scream as you take pictures. Scream all you like, cause we're all not here. Scream as you take pictures of ghosties. I don't think I'll be scared of that. Let's say the former design was too powerful. It now allows you to gain resistance to 2 damage types of your choice. No. Bear Totem Barbarian... Like, okay. The thing is with Bear Totem Barbarian is that it was too powerful. But in the design space to where sorcerers and wizards and shit were, like, were even stronger than this, it was necessary. But the problem inside of Barbarian was that it invalidated your choices for every other totem. So the answer should have been to buff Wolf Totem and Eagle Totem, as well as the others. But if they couldn't find a way to do it, then I guess we're going to have to take the gain resistance to 2 damage types. I think it should stay that, but if we cannot find better alternatives in the design for the other totems, then so be it. I will have that sacrifice be made. Eagle lets you take both the dash and disengage action when you activate your rage and as a bonus action. Monks better fucking get something good then, because they have to rely on their key points for that shit, and if they still are only going to be able to dash or disengage, then that's going to be a crime. Monks are going to have to be able to dash, disengage, have their jump distance increased, and maybe even one other benefit. Because they're competing with barbarians, who are already getting instinctive pouts, which is just free extra movement, in addition to dash and disengage with Totem Barbarian. And rogues are just going to get to dash and disengage for absolutely fucking free. Let's see here. The range of Wolf increases to 10 feet. Alright, that's fine. Aspect of the Wilds. The beast contains revisions to each option. Elephant now grants proficiency in athletics or insight, granting expertise if you already have proficiency. That should just be a baseline design of 5e, honestly. There are so many times where you are just given proficiencies, and if you have a certain idea in mind for your character, you have to take other choices because you can't double up on your proficiencies. I feel as though that being able to gain expertise when you already have proficiency and you're gaining proficiency is very good. To quell your rage, imagine monks as the fat friar Western monk instead of Asian Shaolin monks. No, the fat friar monks are fucking Catholic monks, and those guys are fucking evil. Let's see here. Owl, formerly Eagle, now grants proficiency in investigation or perception, granting expertise. So these are all skill proficiency. The newer Fatal Frame is made of black water, so drowned ghosts are likely more common, therefore the wet t-shirts. Okay, so the level 6 aspect of the Wilds is just gives you skill proficiencies, and they're different animals, so it's putting like an emphasis on diversity in the totems that you have as a Wild Heart Barbarian. Nature Speaker. Power of the Wilds. Lion is no longer stopped by immunity to frightened condition. Falcon now allows a persistent fly speed while your rage is active, provided you aren't wearing any armor. That's fucking fantastic. Ram, formerly Wolf, no longer uses your bonus action, but requires a saving throw. So, let's see here. Other than Force or Psychics, you can't become resistant to Force. What t-shirts are more common? Sorry. Saw an ant and hit enter by mistake when going for it. Fuck ant. Yeah, good. Kill that ant. Doesn't deserve your mercy. So let's see here. Power of the Wilds. Any of your enemies within 5 feet of you has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you are another barbarian with this feature. That's something interesting to point out. Ram, while your rage is active, when you hit a large or smaller creature with a melee attack, it must succeed on a strength save or become prone. Wow, that's actually really good. And because it's... Yeah, that's actually really good. Path of the World Tree! Barbarians who follow the path of the World Tree believe their rage links them to the cosmic ash tree Yggdrasil. This World Tree grows among the outer planes, connecting them to each other and to the many worlds of the material plane. And the greatest plants on every world are said to be distant descendants of the mighty Yggdrasil. These barbarians now draw on their connection to the World Tree as a source of vitality and as a means to travel across the multiverse. That is amazing. Just that flavor alone. Yes! Yggdrasil. You can be a fucking Norseman praying to Odin and wishing to be taken along Yggdrasil. That's pretty sick. Yeah! Alright, let's read this. Vitality of the tree. When you activate your rage, you regain a number of hit points equal to your barbarian level. Nice. At the start of each of your turns while your rage is active, you can choose another creature within 10 feet of you to gain temporary hit points. To determine the number of temporary hit points, roll a number of d6s equal to your rage damage bonus and add them together. If any of these temporary hit points remain when your rage ends, That is immediately amazing design. They actually are playing around with alternative things. They're using your rage damage modifier for certain things. So you can get 2d6 temp HP to another creature. And it can go up to what, like 4d6 as a bonus action? Yeah, plus 4. You can give 4d6. Yeah. Oh shit, fail frame made on what t-shirt says Windows, play it lucky. Buy it for me. What's it? Yeah, at the start of each of your turns, it's not even a bonus action. You just keep giving tons of temp HP. Oh my god, that's amazing. Holy shit. Branches of the tree. While your rage is active, whenever a creature you can see ends its turn within 20 feet of you, you can use a reaction to summon a spectral branch of the world tree around it. The target must succeed on a strength save or be teleported to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of yourself or the nearest unoccupied space you can see. The space the target teleports to must be on a surface or liquid that can support it. Otherwise, yo, somebody like just moves to your ally. No. You're fighting. You're coming to me now, buddy. Oh my god, that is so fucking good. Yes, support barbarian. This is like I am immediately in love with this subclass. A Windows version, I mean. Yeah, still buy it for me. Battering roots. While you wield any melee weapon, your reach with that weapon increases by 10 feet. And when you hit it, you can activate the push or topple property, even if you're using another mastery property with that weapon. Oh my god. 20-foot pike! A 20-foot pike! Polar Master. That's how I made him play dot hack. Yeah. But holy shit, Polar Master 20-foot pike. Oh my god, this is amazing. This barbarian subclass is absolutely fucking incredible. I love it. Alrighty. Travel along the tree. As an action, you can touch a huge or larger tree or a teleportation circle to create a link through the world tree to a teleportation somewhere else in the same world or on another plane of existence. When you do so, you can specify a target destination in general terms, such as the city of Okay, so this is plane shift. You basically get plane shift. Yggdrasil Barbarian is cracked. This is the best barbarian subclass I've ever seen. This is so flavorful and powerful. This is amazing. I fucking love it. Path of the Zealot. What has changed? Allows you to determine the damage type each time you deal damage. So, okay. A Warrior of the Gods includes the ability to regain additional HP when healed by a spell or magic item. Now allows you to use multiple times during long rest by expending uses of your Rage for Zealous Presence, and Rage Beyond Death now turns you into a Warrior Spirit after you successfully use your Relentless Rage. Okay, time to read this. When a spell or magic item restores any of your hit points, you can roll a d12 and regain additional hit points equal to the number rolled. You can use this number of benefits equal to your con mod. And regain when you finish a long rest. In addition, oh yeah. The plane shift takes up a rage, by the way. That's fine, honestly. Like, you have plenty of rages, and that at level 14, the encounters you're gonna be going through, you're not gonna be burning through all your rages. And if you are, then you're not gonna be in a situation to where you need to plane shift before or after any of these encounters. And if you are in that very niche situation, then that is a choice you're gonna have to make for that day. Let's hear Fanatical Focus. Reroll it, yeah. Zealous Presence. Up to 10 other creatures of your choice have advantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Okay. You can't... wait. If you run over uses of this feature, you can expand one of your uses of your rage, yeah. Saw that at the bottom of the thing. At least it's not a free power. Kind of unfair if it were. It's level 14. I mean, I guess it's fine to say if there's a matter of fairness to be included, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Rage Beyond Death. When your Relentless Rage successfully restores your hit points, you can assume the form of a Spectral Warrior. While in this form, you gain the following benefits. A fly speed equal to your speed and can hover. So you become incorporeal. When you're hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to turn that into a miss. Wow, that's good. Lasts for 1 minute, so you regain any hit points or drop to 0 HP. Once you use this feature, I can't do it again. Nice, that's really good. Alright, what have they done to Fighter? I immediately see... Wait, okay. Okay, hang on. Maybe there's something to this. I don't see superiority dice. I don't see combat superiority here, but let's see if they did something good enough to make up for it. Fighting style. Now lets you replace the feat you chose whenever you gain a fighting... Oh, yeah. Okay. Second wind. Also restores one expended use. Wait, now there are multiple uses? Weapon mastery now maxes out at 6 options instead of 5. Action surge allows any action except the magic action. And once again, it improves at level 17. Oh, right, yeah, because they've specified that unnecessarily. Azzy Haven! Hello! As you can see, we're going over the new UA. Barbarian is so much better. And the Yggdrasil Barbarian, because there's now a Barbarian subclass dedicated to just Yggdrasil, you know, the World Tree. It is, like best Barbarian subclass ever. You cannot change my mind. I do not want them to change a single goddamn thing. It is perfect. I love it. Yes, I want to play one. It is amazing. How you doing? I just finished a homebrew monk subclass. Ooh, nice. What you can write what it's all about in here. Tree Barbarian cracked for real, for real. Well, we spent 3 hours trying to get a re-clear for a hard fight in Final Fantasy XIV, but we did not get the re-clear, so that kind of sucks. But now we're looking at the UA, and I'm already having a great time reading it. We're about like 20% of the way through. Let's see here. Tactical Mind is a new second level feature which allows the fighter to excel in or out of combat. Fighter subclasses and ability score improvements return to their 2014 levels. Tactical Shift is a new level 5 feature that lets you move without provoking attacks of opportunity when you activate your second wind. Interesting. Interesting. Master of Armaments replaces Weapon Expert. This new feature lets you change the mastery properties of all your mastery weapons. So you know how... what 4E monks are Sticky, Slimmy, Doo-Doo Water? So I'm starting to make 4 new subclasses, one for each... Oh, Way of the 4 Elements monks are Stinky, Slimy, Doo-Doo Water. One for each element. I just finished the Waterbender mug. That's cool. I personally just liked consolidating everything and just giving you a lot of options, and including like a thing towards like your DM may say you can only have one element, or you can mix and match multiple elements, so that way a player can fulfill their fantasy of like I am the master waterbender or I am the avatar. But doing a separate subclass for each one does allow for the most expression in each of them, so that's very cool. I'm glad. I can link it if you want. Yeah, by all means, you can link it. And we can look at it when we're done here, because I want to go through this. Let's see here. Master of Armaments lets you. I want to create a sort of Dragon Knight class with 2 subclasses, and I have the lore idea for it. But beyond that, I don't know how to really make it work. Like something of a mix between fighter and draconic bloodline sorcerer rolled into a single class, and depending if you go chromatic or metallic, you'll lean more barbarian or wizard/sorcerer. Well, the first step, I think, to go there, if you wanted to go for the draconic magic sort of angle, is to give it Eldritch Knight spellcasting. And then you choose chromatic or metallic. If you go chromatic, then you get damage resistances and damage bonuses when you do certain things. So, like, if you action surge, you get extra elemental damage. And if you go metallic, then you get, like, additional free spells that you can cast per day or something. I will say one thing though, D&D Beyond has a weird thing with the subclasses, where you're not able to see what features you get at which level. So I will say the first 2 features you get at 3rd level, the next 2 at 6th, the next 2 at 11th, and the last one at 17th. Hopefully I don't need to have a D&D Beyond account to read it, because I don't want to sign up for D&D Beyond, because fuck Wizards of the Coast. Let's hear it. And as you're posting that, Indomitable once again confers more uses at higher levels. New studied attacks that increases your likelihood you'll hit after you miss. Hey, there we go. Unconquerable has been cut in favor of Indomitable, improving at higher levels. Huh. No. Bring back Unconquerable. It was really good. It was what fighters should have. It was a borderline legendary resistance. And that is what fighters should fucking have. Okay, Second Wind. As a bonus action, you can use this feature twice, and it's okay, so just twice per short rest. Not bad. Weapon Mastery. Yeah, Action Surge. Tactical Mind. When you fail an ability check, you can expend a use of your second wind to push yourself towards success. Rather than regaining hit points, you roll 1d10 and add the number rolled to the ability check, potentially turning it into a success. If the check still fails, the use of the second wind isn't expended. Yo, holy, that is actually fan-fucking-tastic. And as I was saying when it came to Tactical Mind, it may sound a little nutty for the second wind use to not be expended if you don't succeed on the check. However, like, flavor-wise, I think it makes total sense. You know, like, the fighter, like, did not yet push through to the very end of victory, so they are still able to recuperate appropriately. And, like, an extra 1d10 for checks, considering fighter is still, like, the most boring class in the game. I think it's very good. I feel like it's still a resource. You need a resource to add to your roll. Why did it not get spent even though you used it? I don't mind as much for Bard's Inspiration because Bard is more of a support class, so it makes sense here. I mean, yes, Bard is a support, but with fighters, this is only affecting them. It's not affecting other people. And again, like, a fighter should be able to excel. Granted, I feel as though that 1d... Okay, well, how about this? How about we suggest that, you know, like, with fighter, it's when they make any roll. They get to add a d10 to it, and if it's it gets expended either way if it's an attack roll or a saving throw. And it doesn't if it's an ability check. Because, like, these are ability checks. The fighter should be able to actually have some excelling features in combat. And not only that, getting an extra d10 for their, like, athletics checks to grapple or to shove to compete with a barbarian getting advantage. I mean, the average of 1d10 is 5.5, which, considering advantage, is roughly 5 for a numerical value. I think it's totally fair. Let's see your fighter subclass. We have Battlemaster. Brawler is now just a whole subclass. Interesting. Champion Eldritch Knight. 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, and 19. Yep. Tactical Shift. You can move up to... whenever you use second wind, you can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. That's actually not bad. Giving fighters a little bit of extra mobility, and they don't provoke opportunity attacks. Nice. If you fail a saving throw, you can reroll it with a bonus equal to your fighter level. Oh, okay. So, just use this feature twice in 3... Okay, you know... Okay, then I forget what Unconquerable was, then. I actually do forget. But, yeah, still adding your fighter level to Indomitable, and it's 3 times per long rest. At level 17, pseudo-legendary resistance. Yeah, keep that. Master of Armaments. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can choose any kinds of mastery weapons you're using and replace the mastery property of each with another mastery property. The chosen kind of weapon must qualify for the new property. Okay. And we'll look at the masteries later on. 2 extra attacks. Study attacks. If you make an attack roll against a creature and miss, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. This definitely says fuck you to the DMs that use critical fumble tables. And I'm gonna say that if you use critical fumble tables, fuck you. Critical fumble tables are the antithesis of fun, especially for fighters. Battlemaster, what is new here? Proficiency and a skill. Know your enemy allows you to know the creature's damage resistances, immunities, vulnerabilities as a bonus action. Nice. Relentless, now use a maneuver once per turn without expending a superiority die, but that maneuver uses a d8. Perfectly fine. And what about the maneuvers themselves? Ambush from Tasha's, bait and switch, nice. Commander Strike no longer uses your bonus action, it just uses your attack, nice. I don't remember what Commanding Presence is. All these other attacks now work with any type of attack roll. Any attack roll. You can do this with spell attacks. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Evasive footwork lasts until the end of your turn. Not bad. Lets you dash as a bonus action and adds a superiority die if you hit a creature after moving at least 10 feet in a straight line. Oh, nice. That's like a rush attack. Parry adds your strength or dex mod to the damage reduction. Nice. Precision attack now triggers from missing an attack roll, not before you know if the attack hit or not. I mean, considering it didn't get expended either way, I guess this just now falls in line with how they are handling their design philosophy. So it's fine. Rally choices of mental stats and tactical assessment. So, hang on. Where? Commanding Presence. Okay, it just adds that to the ability check. I'm just a big opponent of resource management. I think the tactical mind feature is cool because it's more things to use your resources, but I don't like the resource isn't consumed on a fail. You use the resource to try the thing, so it's been used. Yeah, but then it's an extra... But that resource is used for 2 different things. And considering that, like, you're not using it for its initial thing, and you're trying to actually succeed on that check, it's a double feels bad if just random chance says no, you still fail. Like, that is a massive feels bad moment. And it's not like a risk-reward sort of choice thing. I forget I have that resource all the time as a fighter. Well, now this will make you aware of it. Second wind is super important, and now it's even more important. I like it as it is. Now let's see here. Where is the... Oh, okay. Brawler. So we're finally making our pugilist subclass. So everybody can stop playing monks like fucking back alley brawlers and actually acknowledge that monk is not a fucking boxer. We actually now can just give that to the fighter. Thank you. Unarmed expert. One, if you aren't holding improvise expert. Okay. Until one-handed choice applies to one-handed. Choose one weapon property from one-handed list. Oh wait. Okay, hang on. Until the end of your next line, the one-handed choice applies to the one-handed improvised weapons you wield. And in addition, wait. You are proficient with improvised weapons. Whenever you finish a long rest, choose one weapon property from the one-handed list and one from the two-handed list. Oh, okay. So, like, if you're wielding like a mace, you can make that mace light, or you can give it thrown. If it's a great sword, you can give it reach, or you can give it thrown. Okay. Let's see here. In addition, whenever you attack with an improvised weapon, you can give it one of the following. Okay. Sap, slower vex, cleave, push, topple. Grappling expert. When you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. When you use an armed strike in this way, you must choose the grappler shove option. In addition, at the start of each of your turns, you can deal one... Okay. Dirty fighting. Random attack rolls made with improvised weapons and unarmed strikes against creatures grappled by you. Nice. Improvised specialist. Whenever you hit a creature with an improvised weapon, you can add your proficiency bonus to the damage roll, and the damage dice of your two-handed improvised weapons becomes 1d12. In addition, whenever you attack with an improvised weapon, you can use 2 mastery properties. An unarmed specialist. Your unarmed strikes improve to a d8 if you aren't holding any weapons or a shield when you make an attack roll. Here is a fatal flaw with this subclass. Improvised weapons and unarmed strikes are inherently not magical, meaning you are eventually going to be fighting monsters that are immune to your subclass. There needs to be a way for you to bypass their damage reductions and resistances. That's what needs to be done here. Otherwise, it's fine. Let's see. Remarkable Athlete replaces Adaptable Vigor and moves to level 3. It now grants advantage on initiative rolls and strength athletics checks, in addition to increasing the long jump distance. Heroic Warrior now gives you advantage at the start of each of your each turn in combat. Wow, nice. So, yeah, nice. Eldritch Knight. War Magic allows you to place one of your attacks with casting a cantrip. There we fucking go. Instead of it no longer being a bonus action, thank you. It's so dumb that they gave that to Bladesinger, but they didn't update that for Eldritch Knight. Thank you. Yeah. And then that's all the same there. Sorcerer! Innate sorcery empowers your spells, attack rolls, and save DCs for a limited time. Oh boy. Sorcerer list now includes returns to using the Sorcerer spell list rather than the Arcane spell list. The Sorcerer spell list... I like how we're veering away from Arcane, Divine, Primal. It's back to just class spell lists. I find that funny. Sorcerer Burst and Arcane Eruption both appear on the document. I mean, but also to be fair, this could just include every Arcane spell anyways. Font of Magic now no longer requires a bonus action. Yo! Of all the things! Like, yes, obviously buff spellcasters more and more Wizards of the Coast. But of all things, I would not expect Font of Magic to no longer require an action or bonus action. That's actually kind of nutty. Meta Magic, 2 options at level 2, 2 at 10 and 17, and you can now change one of your options whenever you gain a sorcerer level. Nice! To 2014 level progression, thank you. With the exception of level 1 feature being at level 3. You know what? Fine. Fine. Down with multi-classing, I guess, but it's just, yeah, it was just dumb that it's like, I don't know what my Sorcerer's Bloodline is until 3rd level. That's dumb. Sorcerer Vitality is gone. Sorcerer's Restoration has moved from level 15 to 5! Fucking thank you. Holy shit, Sorcerer's got fucking nothing. If you have no sorcery points when you roll initiative, this feature restores a certain number. Sorcery Incarnate has moved from 9 to 7 and has been redesigned to enhance innate sorcery. Arcane Apotheosis has moved to level 20 and has been redesigned to enhance innate sorcery. Yeah, because just casting Wish. How do you beat that? How do you beat unlimited wishing? Okay, let's hear. Innate sorcery, what is this? An event in your past has left an indelible mark on you, infusing you with simmering magic. As a bonus action, you can unleash that magic for 1 minute, during which you gain the following benefits. Increase your spell save DC for your sorcerer spells by 1. You have advantage on attack rolls of sorcerer spells you cast, and you can use this feature twice per long rest. Yeah, such is the folly of the brawler in a magical world. Not that I hate the idea, also I don't love the Font of Magic change. It's fine, I guess, but I'll likely just homebrew to still use the bonus action. I don't really have an opinion on it. That's just like, hey, like, different strokes for different folks, and I am one of the folks that just is fine with it being a bonus action. I'm just more surprised that, like, we actually decided it isn't going to be a bonus action. That's all it is for me. Let's see here. Spellcasting. Yada, 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 yada. Fun. Oh yeah, prepared spells, because everybody should be a prepared spellcaster. Whenever you roll initiative or finish a short rest and have no sorcery points remaining, you regain a number of those points equal to your sorcerer level divided by 5. Yo, fucking finally. Like yes, we all say, oh, buff spellcasters more, Wizards of the Coast, oh boy. But legitimately, unironically, the reason sorcerer just felt like such a disappointment to me is because you never, ever, like, got to regain anything on a short rest. You were entirely based on long rests. And sorcery points are such an integral part of your class. And when a wizard can get their spell slots back on a short rest, now that you can get at least 1 sorcery point back every time, like probably 2 sorcery points between every fight, assuming you're playing within the design intentions of 5th edition, of this new 5th edition, that's so much better. Like, genuinely. I appreciate that so much. I like Sorcerer a lot more now because of that. Sorcery Incarnate. In addition, you can use Innate Sorcery... Let's see. Innate Sorcery is active. You can use up to 2 of your meta magic options on each spell you cast. Yo! That's cool. In addition, if you have no uses of it left, you can spend 2 sorcery points when you take the bonus action to activate it. They had to cut off Warlock's fun in order to let Sorcerer have short rest fun. We'll see what they did with Warlock. Hopefully they rescinded their god's awful idea. Now the reason I'm not as pissed at them with a Warlock one is because they're experimenting. The way you make... I hope it's changed back. Yeah. The way you make new, interesting stuff is that you make wild-ass fucking ideas and you see how it works. So I appreciate them trying to be like, hey, what can we do to stir the pot with Warlock? They just stirred the pot in a really fucking bad way. So, yeah. Let's hear. Arcane Apotheosis. What is this now that is not just casting Wish? But anyone who had looked at Warlock knew that was a bad idea. Yeah, pretty... Funny thing is that there were actually some people that liked it. And I can just tell those people didn't play Warlock. Let's see here. You can use 1 meta magic option on each of your turns without spending sorcery points on it. Holy shit! While your innate sorcery feature is active. That is fucking nutty, dude. Because, just think about this. Free Quicken Spell. Free Twin Spell. That's so fucking good. And we're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's busted, but this is level 20. I don't fucking care at level 20. Everything should be broken as fuck at level 20. And I mean everything, including barbarians. I like that as a capstone. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Meta Magics. Distant Spell now returns to doubling range. Seeking Spell now costs 1 point rather than 2. Nice. Spell now clarifies that it doesn't remove material components that have a cost specified. Twin Spell had some of its previous multi-targeting functionality, but now within appropriate limits. Alright, let's fucking see here. Alright, oh yeah, let's also look at Quicken Spell. When you cast a spell that... Because I remember Quicken Spell was changed, but I don't remember what. Cast a spell, casting time of an action to make it a bonus action. You can't modify a spell if you've already cast... Oh, okay, so Quicken Spell is the same. So, oh yeah, I remember Twin Spell wasn't... It was just not Twin Spell. It was Secondary Spell. It was Cast Spell again. It was just other Quickened Spell. When you cast a spell, such as Charm Person or Hold Person, that can be cast with a higher level spell slot to target an additional creature, you can spend 1 sorcery point to increase the spell's effective level by 1. That... Huh. Huh. That's really interesting. That's a very specific change. And I get it. I totally fucking get it. And, you know, honestly, this is actually kind of more sorcery point efficient, because Twin Spell... Well, this is like... Yeah, this is just net more sorcery points at the end of the day, because you would want to be... because this lets you... That's kind of neat, I guess. Still pretty dull compared to OG Twin Spell, but it's not bad. It's a fair enough balancing. It's fair enough balancing. But the thing here that immediately struck me as what makes it interesting is the fact that this is going to be... You can spend basically 1 sorcery point to... You can spend sorcery points to make the spell essentially get to a point where you need higher level counterspells. You can spend 3 sorcery... Because also there's no limit here. There's no limit. You can spend 5 sorcery points to get a level 7 hold person. Now that I've just said that out loud, this needs to go back to the original. This needs to go back. Fuck, go back. Actually, no. That's technically fine. We should just get rid of Hold Person. Hold Person is bad for D&D. Hold Person and Hold Person is bad for D&D. I made a video on it. Go watch the video. This part of the stream is also gonna get highlighted and clipped, so I can put on my YouTube. And I'm gonna like put that in the like little eye thing if I know how to do that. Go watch my other video. Considering how you clowned on Raphael in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, no. Honestly, my fight with Raphael in Baldur's Gate 3 is like the prime time showcase of why Hold Person and Hold Monster are bad for D&D. Because, sure, it can make... Because it removes the elements of fun from one entity. It can shut down a boss monster in like on the DM side. It can burn a spell slot for no reason from a player side because of legendary resistance. And if it's used on a player, then a player will just not be able to play the game for probably about an hour. If anyone's combats take as long as my group's combats. Hold Person is bad for D&D. So making Twin Spell... As it is now, just making it so that you can upcast Hold Persons that much easier is just bad. So if we're not going to get rid of Hold Person, which we should because it's bad for D&D, we need to revert Twin Spell back to its original. I don't think so. It doesn't look like you can use the meta magic more than once on the spell. Oh, wait. Actually, yeah, hang on. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, okay. Reading that again, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, so actually, no, never mind. Never mind then. We just get a free 3rd level hold person, which is essentially the same. Wouldn't it specify that you could if you could? Yeah. No, I see it now. I see what you mean. I mildly overreacted. I still think hold person needs to be removed from D&D. That's just a sentiment I will forever have. But, you know, making it so that way you just get a free upcasting of any spell that has more targets per upcast level. That's fine then. That's fine. If it's just literally 1 extra level, that's fine. Perfectly fine. And it adds more usability to spells that you're already upcasting. Careful, Lucky. Complain too much, and Wizards of the Coast probably will reply, we have over 200 years of combined development and abelance experience, like what Riot said. I did not know Riot said that. I mean, like, here's the thing. Riot... Yeah, abelance. Yeah. But Riot... Like, I just personally dislike the way they balance League of Legends. I do not think that the way they balance League of Legends is bad. As in the lack of balance. Yeah. But Wizard of the Coast, I legitimately believe Jeremy Crawford is a fucking hack. I legitimately believe that the people... that a lot of the people that share ideas with Jeremy Crawford that he agrees with are, like, not that great at designing the game. I think Mike Merles was the best designer Wizard of the Coast had. It's just a shame that he had to be a fucking sexual assaulter. That then just got demoted through the company. I think Chris Perkins is a great game designer and dungeon master, but I don't know how much of an influence he has on the game design itself, so I can't comment. But yeah, so Twin Spell, actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be here. So let's see here. Draconic Sorcery, Wild Magic for Aberrant Sorcery and Clockwork. Draconic Speech, Draconic Language, and creatures of Dragon type understand your speech. You don't necessarily understand them. Draconic Wings, once again, allows you to sprout wings without relying on a spell. Okay, perfectly fine. Replaces Draconic Exhalation with Presence. The feature is now a bonus action and doesn't require concentration. Okay, totally fine. Yeah. Wild Magic. Wild Magic Surge no longer is required. DM permission. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is what needed to be there. Wild Magic was the fun subclass because of the chaos factor. But it needed DM permission, which was what basically shut it down entirely because the DM would often forget. Wild Magic is now fun. Tides of Chaos is now guaranteed to give you a roll in the Wild Magic Surge table. Nice. Band Luck now costs 1 sorcery point instead of 2. Nice. Wild Bombardment now allows you to use a Wild Magic Surge effect that casts a spell or that replenishes your expended sorcery points. Let's read the specifics on that. Yeah. No more than once per turn. You can roll a d20 immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell. If you roll a 20, so they already know that like players like the feeling of rolling a 20. They like the feeling of rolling on the Wild Magic table. So they're going hand in hand here. So it's like, yeah, I got a 20. Let's roll on the Wild Magic table. Woo! Posted the tweet of Riot Lamal. Wait, in May's. Hang on. Soon to be Wizard of the Coast. Not a single person at Ryan believes Wukong's damage is too low. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I don't know what to tell you when 20-plus professionals are confidently saying otherwise. Being good at playing a certain character in a video game is valuable, but I think I'll take 200-plus collective years of professional game design experience. Both are important. You can have both. People need to be able to play the characters that they are also designing. And just because you have game design experience doesn't mean you know what is best for the character, because a main may know more than you about that character. That's why you gotta communicate. Oh my god, I've been doing this for an hour now. 200 plus years because the 20 people have 10 plus years. Yeah. It's your Tides of Chaos. Finish a long rest. Immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell, yeah, you immediately get it. Control. Let's see here. After you cast a sorcerer spell with a spell slot, you can create an effect of your choice from the Wild Magic Surge table, provided the effect casts a spell or restores all your expended sorcery points. You can't do it for 1d4 long rests. As if that kind of shit is cumulative. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. This is better. This is better, because the way it was in the PHB is that you get to have 1 damage die explode. As in, you roll max, you roll again, and you add that to the total. Warlock! Hey! Look at that! They put Warlock back to what it should be. Oh, but looky here. You still have only 2 spell slots for over half the fucking game. Well, not over half. For exactly half. But this is 100% of the game for 90% of people. They still have 2 fucking spell slots. Give them at least 1 more fucking spell slot. I swear to Lathander. Please. Fuck. Oh my god, dude. Armor training returning to only light. Pack magic returns. Eldritch invocations move to level 1? Okay, that's... And at level 20, you have 10 invocations rather than 8. Alright, cool. Many invocations are revised as detailed in their section. So now we can have a flavor multi-class for Warlock because you get 1 invocation. Do you want Devil Sight? Sure. Pact Boon is integrated into Eldritch Invocations feature. Over time, you're now able to choose more than 1 of the former Pact Boon options. Nice. I like that. Because a Warlock slowly gaining more Pact Boons as they curry more favor from their patron. I like that. Magical Cunning is now a new level 2 feature that allows a Warlock to quickly regain a certain number of spell slots. Oh, so this is your answer. Okay. Fair enough. I still think they should have 3 spell slots from level 5 to 10. That's just me. And then go to 4 at level 11 and 5 at 17. But that's just me. I think they should have slightly more. Contact Patron. They'll move to level 9. Mystic Arcanum returns to being a core feature and now allows you to replace one of its spells whenever you gain a level. Hexmaster is gone! Yeah, good fucking riddance. You saw the Witch in Pathfinder 2e and you thought that using the same 5e hex in the same way, just longer, was the right way to go. You were fucking wrong. Invocations let you effectively have more spell slots anyway, since some invocations let you cast spells for free. Some. Very, very, very few. I made, like, at least so many spell slots are just you get to cast X spell, but with a Warlock spell slot. And I'm hoping that in the Unearthed Arcana here, they now just make it once per long rest you can cast this spell. Because casting a spell with a Warlock spell slot, just why not just simply say this spell is added to your known spells? Why? Why? Okay, let's see here. Okay. So, the Warlock, please use Warlock spell list, which, with the following spells added. Bane, that should be on Warlock anyways. Detect Magic, that should be on Warlock anyways. Speak with Animals. Fair enough, I guess. Magical Cunning. If all your Pact Magic spell slots are expended, you can perform an Esoteric Rite for 1 minute, at the end of which you regain half of those spell slots rounded up. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again. So this is effectively you get 1 extra spell slot. Make this an action. Please just make... If you're not going to give them more innate spell slots, make this an action. Don't make it a minute. Make it an action. Let's hear what we have here. Archfey, Celestial Fiend, or Goo. Contact Patron. Contact other plane. Okay. Mystic Arcanum. No, I agree. But, like, I literally just spammed and always had Detect Magic up because that invocation lets you use it for free and didn't have a limit. Yeah, that invocation's good. That invocation is good. I have no problem with the invocations that give you at-will, like, spells that you can just... at-will cast. I love those ones. It's just the ones that simply say... You can cast this spell once per long rest with a Warlock spell slot. Those are ass, and I hate them, and I want them to just simply be once per long rest. Mr. Arcanum, yeah, Eldritch Master. When you use your Magical Cunning feature, you regain all your expended. Okay, more of those for support, please. Wizard of the Watsy. Let's hear it. Agonizing Blast lets you choose which Warlock cantrip benefits from the invocation. Hey! We're not focusing entirely on Eldritch Blast. We no longer have the illusion of choice. We actually have choice. Because also, let me... That capstone is kind of ass. It's literally what the PHB one, but it improves the level 2 feature. Like, this is why I say give them one extra spell slot across the board. Make Magical Cunning an action. And then Eldritch Master will be good. Because then you will be getting 5 level 5 spell slots back with an action. And that would make it good. But as it stands right now, yeah, this is ass. But Agonizing Blast, yes, please. Because, well, no, with my purported change, as I said, if you gave him one spell slot across the board, and you made Magical Cunning an action, then with Eldritch Master, as an action, you would be getting back 5 level 5 spell slots. Which would make this really good. But right now it is ass. But yeah, a sentiment I have said about Warlock, basically ever since I've made my first Warlock, is that we have the illusion of choice. Just simply because Eldritch Blast is a cantrip that you can choose to take or not, does not mean you have choice in the matter. You have the illusion of choice. Why? Because a large portion of Warlock's invocations specifically mention Eldritch Blast. Which means the class clearly is communicating to you it should have Eldritch Blast. And even more were added in Tasha's. Meaning, sure, you can choose to not have Eldritch Blast. Sure, you can choose to lose like a third of your invocations. But we're not doing that. Because you're supposed to take Eldritch Blast as a Warlock, but now that these invocations now that Agonizing Blast, at the very least, no longer applies to Eldritch Blast, means you now have choice in the matter. Because Agonizing Blast is always the biggest factor when it comes to Eldritch Blast's existence. Ascendant Step now requires level 5. I think that's Jump or Levitate. If it's Jump, cool. If it's Levitate, fine. Beast Speech can now be cast as a ritual. Nice. Devil's Sight. Dim Light as well as Darkness. That just addresses a rules oversight. Eldritch Mind, Eldritch Sight is gone since Detect Magic is now a ritual you can cast. Eldritch Smite, Spirit, Warlock Cantrip, yep. Eyes of the Runekeeper, Comprehend Languages. Favor of the Chainmaster has been cut in favor of important Investment of the Chainmaster. If I remember correctly, Investment of the Chainmaster was better than Favor. Fair enough. Fiendish Vigor. You gain max number of temporary hit points. Nice. That's actually really good. It just means that the Warlock doesn't have to say, I cast it until I get the max hit points. Gaze of Two Minds. On any willing creature, not just humanoids. Nice! Investment of the Chain. Yeah. Lessons of the first ones cannot be taken more than once. I need to actually look at that then. Life Drinker now lets you choose Necrotic, Psychic, or Radiant, and its healing is connected to your hit dice. Yo! Hell yeah! One with Shadow lets you cast Invisibility without a spell slot while you're in Dim Light or Darkness. That's way better than what it once was, because you had to stand fucking still. Are now Invocations. Pact of Chains includes an additional familiar option, and Pact of Tome now gives you a level 1 spell slot. I was about to be excited. Okay. Let's see here. Where is the one... Gift of the Protectors? Oh yeah, Death Ward. You get all these extra things. Lessons of the first one. Allowing you to gain 1 feat of your choice, such as Skilled. Hello? Hello? What? What? Warlocks can take so many extra feats. Yo, holy, this is good, man. Yo, that is fucking cool. Life Drinker, 1d6 extra necrotic. Yeah, and you can expend a hit die. Okay. And Otherworldly Leap is jump. Okay. Archfey, let's hear it. Steps of the Fey, formerly Fey Presence, now gives you Misty Step. And ways to modify it. More feats make up for less spell slots? Yeah, I guess. I don't mind that then, actually. Misty Escape now modifies your Misty Step spell and expands choices from Steps of the Fae. Beguiling Defenses now reacts to you taking damage. Bewitching Magic. Okay. So you get these. Yo, okay, and patron spells? Thank you, Wizard of the Coast, for fucking realizing the truth here. Your patron spells should just be like domain spells from a cleric, and not just extra things added to your spell list that you get to choose to take. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, fucking thank you. And these spells immediately are much more Fae-like than what was in the player's handbook, which was more plant-based. Thank you. Let's see here. Charisma modifier per long rest Misty Step. Very good, actually. When a creature you can see within 10 feet of you, immediately after... Okay. Gains 1d10 temporary HP. Taunting. 5 feet. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Yeah, well, that's kind of cool. Misty Escape. You have the invisible condition until the start of your next turn until immediately... Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, in addition, immediately after a creature you can see hits you with an attack roll, you can use your action to reduce the damage you take by half and force the attacker to make a wisdom save. And it takes psychic damage equal to the damage you take. Yo, that is big on, like, fat-ass creatures. Because no lie, I had my build early with my invocations and had minimal use for those when I got them. So more feats would have been cool. Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely a change that I approve of. That's very nice. Okay, so Beguiling Defense is very nice. Immediately after you cast an enchantment or illusion spell using an action and a spell slot, you can cast Misty Step as part of the same action and without expending a spell slot. Which you can do with Misty Escape, Taunting Step, or Refreshing Step. Yeah, Bewitching Magic, this is super flavorful. You know, like, you cast minor... Wait. Use an action and a spell slot. So you cast, let's say, I don't know, Phantasmal Killer. You send, like, an illusory bear to kill somebody, and then you just, whoop, ta-ta, darling! Or you, like, teleport behind them, and you, like, whisper in their ear. Oh, that is so much more... That is so much cooler. That is very flavorful. I like Bewitching Magic. That is good. Celestial, what do you get? Celestial Resilience now works with Magical Cunning. Okay, that's all there was. Okay, and what's Celestial Resilience again? Additionally, choose up to 5 creatures. Wait. Whenever you use your Magical Cunning feature or finish a rest... Okay, that's actually really good then. That's really good. Fiend, what do you get? Now works when someone else reduces an enemy within 10 feet of you to 0 hit points. That's actually very flavorful and a buff too. Very good. Once per roll for Dark One's Own Luck. Hurled through Hell requires a Charisma save. The damage is now 8d10 and the target is incapacitated while hurtling through the lower planes. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Let's see here. And what about Goo? Awakened Mind lets you create a 2-way telepathic connection with another creature. That's just more clear than what it once was. Cool. Psychic Spells is a new level 3 feature. Clairvoyant Combatant. Formerly Tropic Ward. Use your telepathic bond to impose disadvantage on attack rolls against you and grant you advantage on attack rolls against the creature for the duration of the telepathic bond. And Eldritch Hex is a new level 10 feature. Create Thrall now gives you Summon Aberration. Okay, so we're keeping those. Fair enough. Of all the times to how they just summon X spell, I'm okay with that. But let's see here. Let's look at these new things. Psychic Spells. When you cast a Warlock spell that deals damage, you can change that damage type to Psychic. In addition, when you cast a Warlock spell that is an enchantment or illusion, you can do so without verbal or somatic. That is so fucking cool! Oh my god, dude. Warlock is, like, it has just, like, 2 things so far that I want it to have, but, like, everything else they've done so far, I am loving. I am loving these changes. Psychic Spells, super good. Clairvoyant Combatant. Mind You Touch. When you form a telepathic bond with a creature using your Awakened Mind, you can force that creature to make a wisdom save against your spell save DC. On a failed, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you, and you have advantage on attack rolls against that creature. It's once per rest. You can also restore it by expending a spell slot of 2nd level or higher. Nice. And let's see here. As a bonus action, choose a creature Yeah, it doesn't actually say it's a willing creature. It's just a creature. Let's see here. Your alien patron gives you a powerful curse. You always have the hex spell prepared. When you cast hex, choose an ability. The target also has disadvantage on saving throws of the chosen ability. Wow. Wow. That is big, alright. Holy. That is... Think about this. You cast this. The wizard then casts... I don't fucking know. Let's just simply say, hold monster. They have disadvantage on that wisdom save. That is nutty, dude. That is fucking big. Okay, Warlock. It's missing like 2 things I want. But other than that, it is fantastic. I actually really like this Warlock now. Good stuff. Wizard. Okay, what do you get? Let's hear. Okay, you have Memorize Spell. You do not have Create Spell. Okay. Change a cantrip whenever you long rest. That's totally fair. Let's hear. Wizard Spellbook is absorbed into spellcasting, as it once was. Scholar replaces Academic at level 2, and it offers expertise in 1 skill. Memorize Spell is now a feature rather than a spell. It allows you to prepare a spell that you didn't already have prepared. We'll see that. Modify Spell and Create Spell are gone. Okay. Nuanced opinion incoming. As broken as those things were, and as fucking crazy as Modify Spell is gone, I can't play this game anymore. But, like, legit. Like, yes, obviously... Create and Modify Spell made Wizard actually fucking broken as all hell and deserve to be nerfed into the goddamn fucking ground. Those 2 things were so incredibly fucking cool. I loved them. But it's fair enough that they had to go. Fair enough. I'm not gonna complain. But I would like to see them again in another iteration. Spell Mastery. In addition, the chosen spells must have a casting time of an action. You always have them prepared, and you can change one of them whenever you finish a long rest. Not bad. Allowing at-will casting of non-action spells, such as Shield, was too powerful. Was it, though? Was it, though? The wizard was having to burn their reaction. And this is level 18, and they get +5 AC. Granted, Bladesinger exists. But I feel like that's why we nerf Bladesinger, and we don't try and stop a wizard from casting Shield at will. Because guess what? They're not going to be counterspelling then. They're not going to be using Absorb Elements. Modify Spell should just modify 1 letter +1 for each level. Just like those memes on Tumblr and Twitter. Signature Spells returns to level 20. Alright, let's take a look-see here. Alright, Scholar. Choose one of the following skills in which you have proficiency. You gain expertise. Giving more expertise in general is good. Let's see here. Abjurer, Diviner, Evoker, or Illusionist. Okay, let's memorize spell. Starting your spellbook for 1 minute, you can expend mental and magical effort to memorize a spell. Choose 1 spell of level 1 or higher from your spellbook you don't have prepared. You now have that spell prepared until you use this feature to prepare a different spell. Wait. Wait, hang on. Choose 1 spell of level 1 or higher from your spellbook that you don't have prepared. You now have that spell prepared until you use this feature to prepare a different spell. This is hardly a fucking feature. I get it why it exists. Eldritch Blast modified to Rich Blast. And just creates money out of nowhere. Well, here's the thing, Aaron. There's an enemy in Baldur's Gate 3 to where if you fight them and they have a lot of money, they can just fucking kill you. There was a homebrewed magic item in the Adventure Zone called Ring of Grammarian. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah. Memorize spell. The reason this exists is if you encounter a situation to where you need a specific spell that you didn't prepare for the day because you didn't expect you would need it. So, like, this is fine. It just feels kind of like a nothing feature. But I get its purpose. It's fine. I have no complaints. Spell Mastery. Yeah, choose level 1 and 2 that are casting time and action. Can cast them without expending a spell slot. And then signature spells. Yeah, okay, what did Abjurer get? Now, it's one abjuration spell to your spellbook whenever you gain access to a new level of spell slots in this class. Okay. This benefit replaces the rarely used discount. You know what? Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. This also makes it so that wizards technically save more money, because we go from having to spend 50 gold per level per spell to just get another spell. But you don't get to do it as often, so give and take. Arcane Ward now requires you to spend a spell slot, which allows it to expend a spell slot without casting a spell to restore it. It allows you to expend a spell slot without casting a spell to restore it. Okay. I didn't... Actually, wait, yeah, hang on. Because it was 1 plus the spell's level to recharge the ward, right? So that way you could just use Magic Initiate to take resistance or something. And then you just refilled your ward. Yeah. Fair enough, actually. Spellbreaker replaces improved... Okay, what's... Shit game needs more gold cost. Power of money pay to win should be necessary cost for every wizard. And by wizard, I mean virgins above the age of 30. Let's hear it. You always have to spell magic prepared and can cast it as a bonus action. And you add your proficiency. Yo, that is really fucking strong. Now, granted, we don't get to add our proficiency bonus to counterspelling, but I think this is a good trade-off. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. Diviner, what do you get? Let's hear it. The Third Eye. Azure does not like that. I mean, yeah, it's give and take, but I mean, bonus action to spell magic, that's really fucking good, dude. That's really fucking good. What's your Diviner? What it is? So the Third Eye is now a bonus action rather than an action. I genuinely forgot the Third Eye was an actual fucking feature in the actual Diviner. I thought that was a Baldur's Gate 3 thing. It allows you to cast See Invis instead of having to choose between Seeing Invisibility or Seeing into the Ethereal Plane. Finally, the incapacitated condition no longer shuts this feature off. Cool. So I guess we can just move on. Let's see here. The 2014 version of Invisible Condition contained an unintentional loophole in some circumstances that allowed an invisible creature to benefit from the condition even when someone could see the creature. Oh! Oh! Baldur's Gate has already warped your sense of D&D. I blame the puzzle where it was the literal book. Too video gamey. Let's move on now, shall we? Let's hear Evoker. What do you get? That lets your potent cantrip moves to level 3. Wow. You know, that fits the fantasy of an Evoker perfectly well. I am all for this. This change gives the Evoker a feature that can be enjoyed regularly. Yeah. Sculpt spells moves to level 6. Fair enough, because that's 1 level after Fireball. Actually, I find that very, very funny. The wizard gets Fireball at level 5. They hit their allies with it. They're like, oh no! Or everybody yells at him for hitting them with the Fireball. And then at level 6, he's like, don't worry guys, that won't ever happen again. At level 6, it can benefit many iconic spells. Gee, I fucking wonder. Let's see here. Illusionist. Malleable Illusions is a bonus action rather than an action. Very good. Illusory Self can be reused by expending a spell slot of level 2 or higher. Illusory Reality has been clarified, noting it can't deal damage or give conditions. That's fine. You can still do so fucking much with Illusory Reality. Alright, let's take a look here. The Arcane, Divine, and Primal spell lists are gone. All spellcasting classes return to their own lists. That is a shame. That is a shame. I really liked Arcane, Primal, and Divine. I liked the acknowledgement of those types of different magic in the world and in the game. But it's a design decision that they thought was best for the year, at the very least in this iteration. I'm not going to criticize them for it. I just liked it a lot. Arcane Eruption now requires a dex save, so that's still the same from when that happened. Counterspell requires a target to make a saving throw instead of requiring the caster to make a check. The spell's previous design may fail to account for the capabilities of the target, which is rectified by the new design. The new design also specifies that the counterspell must be cast with spell components, and if the counterspell used a spell slot, that slot isn't expended. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. Let's hear. Let's read it. Let's read it full verbatim. Reaction when you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell with, components. The creature has to make a con save. On a failed save, the spell dissipates with no effect, and the action, bonus action, or reaction used to cast the spell is wasted, but the spell slot is not. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. Yeah, I don't know about that one, bro. Doesn't seem quite right to me. That is definitely something alright. That is not good. I can see why and how, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like this is one of the very few times where I can't actually say how good or bad this is, and it needs playtesting. That's my own personal stance, because, like, a lot of things are going on in my brain when I think about this. I feel like this, of all things, needs playtesting a lot. To see how it feels, to see how practically good it is. But I don't really know. I'm not sure. Eldritch Blast and Hex referred to that. Jump is now a bonus. Let's hear. The spell fizzles because you spent the magic making it happen. Crawford got his 9th level thing countered and got pissy. Oh, you may be right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You know what? Fair enough. Yeah. I can now see the logic behind that. I feel like we should still have the spell slot be wasted. Personally, because they can just cast the spell again another time, and it doesn't really create an interesting situation. It just kind of reverts back to, oh, I cast this spell, oh, I counterspell your spell. And it's just, and then just counterspelling counterspell is just, it's like, blah. But the one thing, though, about it being a saving throw, no matter what the level is, I don't think that works. I would prefer it if it, automatically countered a spell that was of equal or lower level, just like it is in regular 5e, and it's only a saving throw if they are of a higher level than your casting counterspell. I don't know, man. Counterspell chains are cool. I think they're degenerative. But funny. Like, you get one it's perfect as is, IMO. I mean, I don't think Counterspell needs to change, but if it is going to be changed, I think that this is a little too far in the direction they're going with. I think they need to pull it back a little if we're going to have it changed. But if we're not going to have it changed, then I'm not going to complain. And let's see here. Jump is now a bonus action. A target must be willing. You could target unwilling creatures with jump. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Its effect no longer relies on your strength or speed, and it can be improved at higher levels. But hang on. Let's look at this. Once on each of its turns until it spawns, the creature can jump up to 30 feet by spending only 10 feet of its movement. Good idea. It should just simply be triple the creature's jump distance, but the distance it jumps is expended as only if it moved a third of that distance. Maybe not the exact wording I used, but let's go with that. And let's see here. Oh yeah, lastly, weapon properties. So your heavy property is redesigned. Rather than based it off size, it's based on your strength or dex score. Wow, it's almost like D&D Shorts was right. The flex property is gone. Yeah, because it was very underwhelming. Push property, now, oh wait. Okay, these are masteries, okay. The push property now works on any creature that is larger or smaller, and it requires you to push the target straight away from yourself. They specified you couldn't just push it straight up. The sap property now works on weapons that have the versatile property or no property. You can jump your movement speed at the cost of 10 feet of movement. Thank you, IMA, for Actually, yeah. Thank you very much for simplifying both what they wrote and what I said into that. That's way to go. Yeah, thank you very much. That is actually just a very elegant way to put it. Thank you. Let's see here. The sap property now works on what? Yeah. Quarterstaff now has the topple property. Thank you, Baldur's Gate. The spear now has the sap property. Give spears finesse! Give spears finesse! Please! You can't see it on my model, but I'm like cupping my hands around my mouth and you're shouting into the sky. Please, give spears finesse. Fuck's sake. Longsword now has the sap property. Or not. Okay. Let's take a look at these again. Heavy. If your strength score isn't at least 13. That is such a small investment. But fair enough. Light. Yeah, okay. That's dual wielding. Thrown. Cleave. Weapons damage, but don't add your ability modifier. The coolest spear uses infinities always use them with finesse. Give spears finesse. Thank you. Graze. This down. Let's hear. Equal to the ability modifier. Okay. Nick. Yeah, that's the dual wielding one. Push straight feet away. Sap. That creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll, while giving sap to a lot more weapons then. Slow. Topple. Still a con save. Fair enough, I guess. Net. When you take the attack action on your turn, you can throw the net 15 feet. Okay, so yeah, they made nets better. They added holy water to the priest pack. Nice. Rules glossary. Okay, and then this is just the rules glossary. Alright, that is the spears, glaives, pikes, all types of polearms should be finesse, except maybe halberds. Nah, glaives should still just be normal. Pikes, I can go either way on saying they should be finesse, but spears, absolutely. Spears 100% should be finesse. But that was the One D&D playtest 7. Honestly, I am very, very happy with what they have done here. Barbarian got a little bit more of the tweaks that made it fit, and also kept its buffs. The Path of the World Tree is goated as fuck. I adore it. I want my next opportunity to play a Barbarian to be a Path of the World Tree. That is fucking amazing. Fighter is making slow and steady improvements. I still think it should have combat superiority at base. When the Stormlight Archive eventually gets adapted into a series, Kaladin Stormblessed is the coolest motherfucker because he is a finesse spear user. Kaladin Stormblessed. That is a cool fucking name. Let's hear. Brawler needs to have a way to deal with the way resistance and immunities work in D&D 5e. Just something. Something to where they can get through resistance and immunities, and then it'll be golden. Let's see here. The Sorcerer definitely got a lot of the love it needed, and also became a lot smoother to play. Warlock got brought back to what it should be, and got some well-needed adjustments. Although I still would like for them to have a universal 1 extra spell slot, but otherwise, fan-fucking-tastic changes. Wizard, honestly, not a lot. It lost a lot of what was OP in the last playtest at the cost of creativity, but I can understand it. Overall, totally fine. And then, weapons. Not a lot to say, just make spears finesse.